Hello! I just hit my mic stand. Professional as always. Thank you for joining us with Flying Orc. We are here with the Wandering Isles. The boys are all here. We started a new thing on Twitch where you get to fight a boss before we start the stream. We'll be doing sort of little bets on it soon. There's a little bit of a little bit of a test, you know. So we are here today. We're going to be kicking things off. I have a few people here with me today. We have the return of Richard and the entire group. Hello, boys. How are we?
Hello.
Hello.
That was not as enthusiastic as I expected. How are we today? Come on!
Hello.
Fuck's sake. I'll take it. All right. Let's have a look. So, welcome everybody. Let's go around the room. Let's say hi to our players. Introduce some folks. Give each other a time to say hello. I am a Madriana twice. Why is that a thing? I will check that out in a second.
New favorite, lads. You heard it.
Yep. I am a Madriana twice and in reverse. This is nice. I like this. We'll just keep this. This is fine. Speaking
I'm
of,
happy with that.
speaking of, Rhino, you should be back to normal now. Hopefully. Did it work? It worked. Hey, speaking of, Rhino, my friend, introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself. How are you?
I'm very good. Last work day of the week, so I can now enjoy the long bank holiday weekend. Hi guys, I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, as most of you know by now. When I'm not here streaming over with Flying Orc, I'm also seen over on the Emerald Collective playing some different D&D games as well. And I also have my own stream where I play many different games. One of them during the Mondays with our wonderful John that you can see there as well. We started up Rogue Heroes this week, which is actually a lot of fun. And if you like D&D and RPG or games and stuff, it's definitely something to come and watch because we were certainly having too much fun with that game. But tonight I am going to be playing Madriana Bloodfist. She is a type of elf that I'm not going to announce because Rory still hasn't told me if he's worked it out.
The shame.
who last week seemed to show a bit more than she planned on to save one of her idiot compatriots.
This is true.
Yeah.
And speaking of idiots, Dash, you're that idiot.
I am that idiot. Yes.
Ian, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Hello, everyone. My name is Kian. I'll be playing Dash Hydeman for you this evening. I've dropped the language introductions for a couple of weeks because, it gets old fairly quick and confuses poor Ken.
It does confuse me.
And you run out of languages.
And I run out of languages. I have, I could do a couple others, but not as well. But anyways, yes, I'm Kian, and if I'm not here, well, I'm usually going to be here, but you can find me on TikTok, and I'm relaunching my Twitch as well soon, so I'll be playing Football Manager games over there once I can figure out my frame drops. So yeah, please follow me along over there. Come and chat. Even if you don't like football, you can come and talk to me about anything else, and I will make you like football.
Yes,
I will threaten
he's that
murderers.
good. I don't like football, but it's fine. We'll just move on. Rory, Mr. Rory, how are you doing, sir?
Good evening, my name is Rory, and I'm playing the character called Eos. If you do not want to watch me here, you can watch me in one other place, Roy_Kai on Twitch, where I play Star Citizen specifically and nothing else because that's all I ever play. Apart from that, yeah, let's roll into it. Let's play some D&D, boys.
Want to play D&D, boys?
D&D, boys.
That's certainly one hell of a game. All right, we'll set that up for you. That might be a private one shot. We'll see.
It's illegal in some countries, though.
Not this one. Don't watch it if you're from one of those countries. Busy, my friend. How are you doing? Salewa.
Kretseri all miteinander in Saleva for all of you.
Nobody knows what you sound like, man.
I'm guessing that was Dutch.
Why are you laughing at me? What?
Was it Dutch?
No, Swiss German.
Oh,
They have this and Kretseri all miteinander.
Yeah, my mom just said in chat Swiss.
My name is Busy Bee. I play the beautiful Mr. Hatsu, which also occasionally has a game out on PC right now, Ghost of Toshitsugu. Yeah.
I'm actually really loving it. I'm playing it at the moment. It's great.
Maybe you can find some bits and pieces there about his family and stuff. You never know. And happy to be here. Happy to see you all. And hope we have a great round.
What?
What?
I don't consider myself. I'm just gonna vanish if that happens.
You're out. If that happens, you're gone. I got you.
Yep.
Mr. Richard, welcome back. You missed absolutely nothing last week. I mean, you missed a great episode. Everyone should watch it on youtube.com. It is out right now, 11 minutes ago. You can go watch it. Mr. Richard, welcome back. Congratulations, sir.
Good to be back. Thanks. Obviously, I play Slate, and for anyone who hasn't seen it or hasn't been following, he's a changeling with a shady past, we will say. And he is slow to trust. And like the other guy said, you can find me here and only here. And like the boys, because I missed last week, I am raring to go and I can't wait to get stuck into this week's episode.
Oh, yeah. Super hyped. And last but not least, best for last, Mr. John, Taco Bear himself.
Hey, it's your boy Thaco Bear. So Richard, when you were saying like you got a shady past, that why you chose a gray skin because it's like shades of gray.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
We'll see as the story progresses. There's more to my character yet to be revealed.
It took Richard a minute to just like.
One question, can I also dash out? Is that possible?
Oh, man. That doesn't count, kid. That's not a dash button.
That wasn't even me.
Yeah, I'm playing Wesleyan. And I like to play games. And I do stuff with these guys, and I do stuff with Emerald Collective and game stuff. Rhino, we do games. Games. You guys want to roll some dice? Play some games?
Oh, yeah.
Nice rolls.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, you've got some good stuff coming up in the new EC lineup coming up soon to be announced, I think. So I'm really excited to see that, Mr. John.
Yeah, soon enough. It's coming. It's coming.
It's on the way. It's in the works. Might see some other familiar faces on the EC channel as well. I've heard whispers of some Flying Orc members jumping ships for a wee bit to try out a few EC stuff. So hopefully that pans out too. As always, I have put the links in chat for each and every one of these wonderful people. My name is Ken. I am your DM for this evening. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do this. I love it. Every week it is a whirlwind, and I'm loving it. We have some new music by popular demand, and also some other changes. So with that in mind, I will jump to Mr. Kean, our social manager, to discuss some social things.
Yes, absolutely. Where's my social hat? So I didn't get one yet.
Oh, it's in the mail. Sorry. Yeah.
That should have got here by now.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, our socials. You can find us on all the socials displayed in our lovely chat there somewhere. We have our TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and most importantly, our community Discord, where we love talking to you guys. We play games there. We hang out there. Sometimes you'll actually find Richard there as well. He does jump in. So it's always nice to go and bug him there.
You can tag him relentlessly there. It's great. That's the only place on the internet you can tag him relentlessly. So.
And he loves it. He very much enjoys it.
Oh yeah,
so
I've heard he loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Come along and do that.
At me, bro.
Actually, one thing I forgot to add to that. Thank you so much to everyone who responded for we're getting emotes set up, and I want to say thank you so much because we got bombarded. Our server went crazy and all sorts of stuff happened. Thank you so much to everybody. Sorry, I meant to add that to your list. I apologize. I just remembered.
Server went crazy. Twitter went crazy. It was fun.
It's like 80 responses on Twitter and like 40 something people joined in the span of an hour during Mr. Keane's interview, which you can find on youtube.com.
Yes. Yes, and yet another social we're on, the YouTubes. So you can find us there as well. And of course on our Patreon. We keep hinting every week that there's a huge update coming to Patreon. That will come soon. And very, very soon you'll get to see our individual character videos. They'll be released to our Patreons first before it goes out to the rest of the World Wide Web. Also, we are now affiliate on Twitch, so if you haven't, and if you have your Bezos Primes that you can drop us, please do. If your family are using Amazon Prime and they don't have Twitch, please go get them and get them onto Twitch and give us the Prime subs. We do love them. And look, if they're not willing to give me the addresses, I'll go find them. I'll get them to do it.
No, I think that's a breach of GDPR. I don't think you can do that. So
can we not do that?
No.
I have some people to apologize to. But that's something to do with Flying Orc. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So we also you can get members on YouTube now as well. So you can also join us there. We have emotes coming to both Twitch and YouTube soon. All thanks to your feedback, which we very much appreciate. So thank you very, very much.
We have things incoming, as always. It is always busy in the Flying Orc house at the moment. We are working on many projects. Here, and Busy's usually there too, yeah. Which you can find on twitch.tv/busy. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Except this Thursday because, in fact, actually, Mr. Rhino, why don't you talk about it? Our production manager.
What's coming up? Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously we've got this evening, which we're happy to bring to you, but then tomorrow night, first of all, as Roper said to you, we will be putting up on YouTube last week's interview that I did with the wonderful Kian here. For anyone that missed it, it was a very interesting conversation with some very interesting tidbits from past and still playing campaigns that Mr. Kian himself is actually running. So it's very good insights into all those kinds of things. Also, on top of that, tomorrow night, 7:30, I will be back with Metagaming, speaking to the one, the only, the very talented Mr. Busy Bee, as we go over all things Busy Bee to do with D&D, to do with his music, the things he is doing for us over here on Flying Orc, and seeing what we can get some information out of him about possible projects coming up. That would be pretty cool. Also then on Friday at 5 p.m. GMT +1, we'll be Roper back again with our Zero to Hero segments we're doing each Friday, with this time being a guide to D&D Beyond, which was requested by our community. And for anyone that hasn't used D&D Beyond, it can be kind of confusing, especially if you haven't got certain books and some books and this kind of stuff and how to switch off certain things. So it's definitely something that if you want to get more into the D&D Beyond side of it, it's definitely going to be worth a watch, because Roper is a master at that kind of stuff, which is exactly how we all created our sheets and exactly how Roper controls them each week with us. So definitely come along and watch that if you can. And of course, if you know anyone else that would love to watch this kind of content, please feel free to send them our details, bring them along, get them to watch. We'd love to see them all.
Oh, yeah. Also, the Friday things. I'm having a chat. I'm having a conversation. You guys can come in, hang out. It's Twitch only for the moment. We were going to upload them, but they ended up being more fun as just these Twitch things. So come hang out, see it live, talk to us. We will be doing these tutorials for YouTube as well. But I'm more than happy to hang out, have a conversation, come suggest things, like Mr. Dubs, who suggested the D&D Beyond thing last night in a casual conversation. Fantastic. I love it. Great suggestion. And I'm always open to it, so I love that stuff. And thank you, chat, for popping off. You guys are amazing. There's subs and gifts and subs. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are going to kick in now. We're going to do our little intro thingy, our little intro video, and then we shall do a little recap with Ryan, and then we shall hop into the session. So, BRB.
please.
Hey, we're back, and it automatically turned on the mics, and I didn't have to worry about it, and it didn't hear anything that people just said. That's awesome. Hello, we are kicking in. Mr. Ryan, could you take us through our recap for the last session?
I will, but I just want to tell everyone that I only wrote this in like 10 minutes.
Okay. I thought you were about to repeat things. I was like, please don't.
No, hopefully not. Okay, so last week on the Wandering Isles, this is either going to be amazing or disastrous, but we'll see. Dash's daring do delivered disastrous deviations to diabolical designs himself and Alyssa had planned. Luckily, Amadriana's amazing aeronautical acrobatics reallocated Alyssa and the audacious Dash safely to the anonymity of the Crescent, avoiding the attrition and avarice of Ironclad. Meanwhile, Hatsu handled a hastily prepared hit-based honorary sparring, with Eos ever endearing, enticing each and every enabling hit with embracing the eventual efficacy. Dash decided a demonstration of determination and directness was needed, so challenged Amadriana. As always, and as assumed, Amadriana absolutely annihilated and amazed and astonished. Dueling Dash.
Hold on, that's a bit of a lie.
Wesley wandered with worrying disillusionment, with wonderment and warring dreams. Wes waited and writhed with questions. With him waking and sleeping, Delphini in wild speak laid waste to some, but not all, welcome inquiries and worries. There we go.
Damn, all right. Okay. I already put this together in 10 minutes. Hopefully it's good. It just goes into slam poetry. Yeah. Right, just swallowed a thesaurus, yeah.
Listen, I love V for Vendetta. I can't help it, all right?
That was amazing. Well done. Congrats. That was... Jesus. I expect poetry from this round, from everybody, okay? Perfect.
Avoid alliteration always.
Alliteration, assonance, things my English teacher beat into me. Perfect. So, my friends, deep within a wee little woods on the edge of the Crescent Pearl sits Westland, staring up at a large blue figure who looks down towards him, not with malice, but with curiosity. John, my friend, what would you like to do?
So, what are you?
Out of all the questions I prepared for, that actually wasn't one of them.
Something incredibly rare and much, much older than you.
Well, I mean, it's not difficult to be older than me, really. Not really that hard. But were you in any of my other dreams? Is this the first time that we've dreamed together?
This is a rare occasion where dream and reality are one.
I'm sorry, what does that mean exactly?
What do you consider to be a dream?
All of this? Every single dream that I've had since I went into the woods?
Why?
Because I haven't woken up yet. I haven't left the woods. I haven't gone back home yet.
And why do you think that is?
It's a really long dream, maybe?
This figure begins to shrink down until he's just a little bit taller than you. He wears this golden crown that goes around his head, and you can't make out anything of his face but the white beads of his eyes. His flesh is a mixture of cosmic blue and skin tones. He wears a scarf that goes around his neck and it billows in the wind. You get a feeling of something cosmic and ancient from this creature. And I don't use the term creature lightly.
What are you even doing here?
His voice is far less booming with his difference in size. I was brought here by curiosity, and I've enjoyed my journey. What else is there to do?
Dance? Maybe? I don't know. Feast? You didn't come all this way for a jaunt in this dream, did you? Are you from a different dream?
Is it hubris or ego that makes you think that it is your dream you woke upon? How do you know you're not simply in mine? Or Delphini's?
You know, I've
Or
wondered that
chicken here.
before. It's really been kind of hard to tell, really. I've been in a couple of dreams now, and I can't quite tell when some of them begin and when some of them end, or if they're happening at the same time. But I can tell you that this one is different. This one has been the strangest of all of them.
Are you hungry?
Not really. I could eat.
He waves his hand out, and as he does, a large table appears and all sorts of foods that have been pre-made and pre-prepped appear. Not an unusual sight in this school, but still an incredible amount of power.
There have been countless feasts, dreams of feasting, dreams of no feasts, dreams inside dreams, dreaming of feasts. Do you ever dream of a time where there will, or is not, or might not be enough or too much? Do you know when it will end?
I have served hundreds of masters. It never ends. What usually changes is the quality of what is asked, the people that you meet. Eventually it all just blends together.
So you've never woken up. You're still asleep.
If this is a dream, it is a particularly cruel one.
I mean, aside from all the witches, it's not all that bad. You know, I haven't bled.
Yeah,
There hasn't been war. There's no eternal fire or winter. Although that feels like it's coming a lot faster than normal. Do you know what happened to the summer?
came and went.
I didn't even see that happen.
dreams represent freedom. So if this is a dream, it feels unfair to be bound. Do you feel free?
I haven't been able to leave the woods. I mean, I haven't seen the edge of the woods until last week. Was it last week? I think it was last week. I saw the edge for the first time in a long time, but I couldn't leave. It was like you could smell the village, hear the sheep, but there was no way. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you are in a dream where you're falling and there's no ground to hit. It's that feeling where all of your stomach is floating. It's falling less fast than your body. It was like that.
That is something that I don't know. Gravity is different when you're a being of wind and the universe and everything around you. He simply lifts his arms, and with that he just levitates and then sets back down again.
I don't understand.
Have you met my kind before?
Maybe? Wesson will try and think back to all of the things he has seen, all of the creatures he has met, all of the experiences he's had. Has he seen a giant blue thing that can levitate?
No. I wouldn't say so. These particular creatures are incredibly rare. But I would say, just in case, give me a history check. Maybe I can give you some information.
History. History starts with H.
It does start with H. Good job,
Super
pal.
good at these. Thank you. Thank you.
11? No.
That's 11.
My race go by many names. In this time, it appears to be Zephyrian, which is where my name comes from. But in the olden days, we were simply known as Jinn.
I'm not familiar. Are you at war?
No.
So
I
your
have
dream is
been.
peaceful?
But this dream is peaceful.
Well, I suppose we can't complain then. I suppose it's good. This dream, even if the summer is gone, it's good company, at least. And there's been no war. And only
There has been war.
in this dream.
How long have you been dreaming this dream?
Since the last one.
How many dreams have you had?
I don't know, like more than 4. Probably more than 5, I think. 9? I don't know. Like it's kind of hard to tell. Really, it's been like been a lot of them. 6, probably.
When you dream, what is your constant? Are you always the same? Are people around you ever the same?
Nothing's ever the same. Sometimes it's like this with the old skin and the knee that hurts when the weather gets colder, and sometimes it's at night in the heat of the summer and there is dancing and beautiful things, and sometimes it is very cold and full of teeth and briars. Even the wars are different. Crowns are different. Sometimes there's different stars. Sometimes I'm a blade of grass. Is it different for you?
If this is a dream, I have not yet woken from it. And this has been a long one. Your markings, what do they represent?
I don't know.
I've met those who use markings to symbolize those they've killed, lives they've taken and destroyed. I've met people who use markings to represent their faith or their nature. What do yours mean to you?
They're different in every dream. There seems to be more with every dream. They don't stay in the same place. And sometimes when the weather gets colder, I can feel the marks bleeding under the skin. Like they're not holding the lines, you know? They're like a stain or something. And as the darkness creeps in, it becomes black. Roots that have died.
You don't control your own markings?
No.
Is that typical of mortals?
I don't know. I mean, if Mom saw me like this, she'd probably kill me. Just hope they like go away. You know, when I wake up, like they'll be gone. Like when I was at the edge of the forest, they were gone. And you know.
When you were at the edge of the forest, was this also a dream?
Thought so. I mean, there was a weird tree or a plant or something. There was a voice. That happens a lot. Then
Do you typically go from a dream to a different dream and then back to the other dream again?
That's what makes this one so weird. There were people who were in this dream, this one now, that were in the last one. Even though there was an in-between dream. It is weird. It's not normal for people to be in the dream again. Maybe the dreams are just aligning. Maybe it's because you're here, and maybe we're, as you say, in your dream, and I don't know. It's all weird. It's all very weird.
Do they hurt? The markings?
No. They itch.
Do you normally
They
itch
really
in dreams?
itch. Only when they're being carved in. Hurts more when there's war, when there's fire, and in the darkness, you can't see. You run through the brambles. There's pain then.
Are you in pain now?
No, but I am hungry. Wanna eat? Could maybe eat and then, I don't know, like play some music and go for a swim.
The music that you hear on stream is the music that begins to faintly sift through the air of the forest as you sit down to eat.
Well, relaxes, eats.
Delphini joins you. Chicken definitely joins you.
Yeah, this is normal. This is all very normal. This is perfectly 100% normal. This feels right. Clearly a dream.
Time moves forward. You guys eat. You enjoy your food. The sound of the water in the distance just coming down the little waterfall on the stream. Sounds very pleasant. It's a nice backdrop to the music, to the energy, to the environment. Chicken plays in the water a little bit and then comes over and just shakes on everybody because they have to. It's like a rule. It's like an unwritten rule. Time rolls around without anything really massively of being said. It was just a general conversation, things that are nice to you, that are nice to him, that are nice to her. And soon rolls around a time where it's time to go. Once the food is done, the table disappears. The chairs remain. Is there anything that you would like to say to or ask this creature?
Well, you've been awfully nice. And when I wake up, I mean, I wish I could tell everyone about you, but like, probably wouldn't go over really well. Don't like it when I talk about these kind of things. But maybe we'll have dreams that cross each other again, and that seems to be possible. It's kind of nice to have familiar faces, so if you don't mind or don't want to, like be bored or whatever, you can come through again sometime.
I will, and you will be able to see me moving forward, although others may not.
That's kind of how it usually goes. But, it's better to keep quiet about this sort of things anyway. Unless I think your head's in the clouds too much.
Speak freely, or would it cross a line? Are we not familiar enough yet to speak openly to each other?
I don't know if I could stop you, so I guess.
You endure more than most could, and you walk around with a very level head, and I think that you feel like it's dreams because it's hard for you to dissect the difference between a reality and a falsehood that your mind has created. If you want to unite those two fronts, you're going to need to learn to rest and let your brain catch up. If you try and stay awake through all of this, it's going to cause you more harm than good. It'll slow you down.
Is that why I'm getting so old?
Maybe. We all get older. It's a part of life.
I'm not like this, though. Well, it's nice meeting you, Zephyr. I have to go. It's getting dark.
I will light your path home. You stay safe, Weston. And Chicken.
Weston leaves.
You walk down past the tree line, head back out onto the beach and down towards the building. The rest of you have finished your first week of school, yes? You find yourself in your common room together as Westland emerges. What's been going on?
There was.
Right, cool.
There was 2 other classes that I was meant to request from you.
That's right. Yes, please.
As for last week. General casting for casters. And anything about how to alter the appearance or survivability using her innate abilities.
Okay.
That's all.
Cool. Like her racial abilities, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Cool. Gotcha. Absolutely. Can be done. Put it on your agenda. The rest of you. What's been happening? Slate, you've been awfully quiet. It's almost as if you haven't been here for a little while. What have you been up to?
I think Slate would have had a good bit of fun. I would have been going from class to class and like a try before you buy. I find the best way to do it is to go in as somebody else, because you can do whatever you like and then you can go, I don't like that class, and don't go back. So I've just been flitting in and out of different classes, doing whatever the hell I feel like, but now that's getting boring, so I've decided I'll rejoin the group, and I might have to get on with it because at some point I will have to be me and be seen to be me. So I think, you know, the first week you can get away with it, but there's only so long you can, so I thought I'd resurface with the others and see what they were up to.
Heck yeah, absolutely. And what about the rest of you? What's everyone else doing?
Well, I think Amadriana's having a victory drink after beating Dash. Just sitting there, swilling her scotch on the rocks. Enjoying watching everyone kind of be a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
A victory well earned, Amadriana. You fight well.
Say it like you're surprised.
You may not believe it, but I have not been bested for some time.
Oh, strangely enough, that's probably one of the things I could believe about you. You also fought very admirably.
Thank you. It's nice to have a proper challenge.
Well, I guess you might win in a race.
The way I can dash, absolutely.
Eos, I believe your next spa should be with Dash. I think they might have a thing or two they could teach.
You notice Eos is very reluctant to get closer near Dash. She's standing near the fireplace and she's just kind of trying to find a way to control the flames from a slight distance using Just kind of like this for some reason near the fire.
I'm not entirely sure Eos wants lessons from... What were the words you used, Eos? A dirty little thief.
Just looks over to you and just grins.
Tell me, Eos. What do you know of me? What do you truly know? You see this facade, this veneer of wealth. Do you assume it defines me? You hear the lilt of refinement in my voice. Do you deem me devoid of honor? I'm not sure you know me. A dirty little thief. I don't skulk in the shadows to pilfer from just anyone. I don't don disguise to reclaim from those who have far less than they deserve. I'm a product of society that's desperate, that's broken. I come from nothing. I possess nothing. To the elite of this world, I am nothing. What options are left to those with nothing? But when the privileged hoard their riches in vaults they'll never see, what I take, it's inconsequential to them, but to those I give, it means survival. I might lack Imidriana's grace or Lys's stealth or the discipline of Hatsu, but I do what I must, and what I excel at is deception. I can talk my way into any party, and with the right smattering of words to the right person, I can be very, very intimidating. With the gods as my witness, I'll use every skill at my disposal to carve a path for a better life for me and those I care for. I hope that you and everyone in this room will be one of those, multiples of those. So I'm sorry if I don't fit your preconceived notions of honor. If you can't see beyond that narrow view, I'm a product of a very unjust world. I'm the embodiment of desperation. I'm Dash fucking Hyman, and I will not be judged with your words.
Useful.
I would very much, yes, like to be your friend.
Iris will stop trying to control flames, and she just, with a click of her finger, sparks emerge, and she turns around to Dash. There is much deception, evil, those that would wish to kill, destroy, annihilate in this world. You should seek to be greatness and to be good. You should twist the balance, turn the tide of time and make things true. Do not be what the other humans have sought to be. And she'll head off to her room.
Slate will just start a slow clap.
Dash will pick up a drink and just sit there mulling it over, not actually sipping it, just holding it, more out of habit than anything.
Hatsu move. Go ahead, buddy. You waited.
Madriana will head away and to Eos's room. I'll let Busy carry on with what he was doing first.
So Hatsu moves over to Dash, and he just sits down without any surprise or whatever. So he's very well telegraphing what he's doing. And he's just saying, I'm happy that you might catch up to yourself, but you should also consider that others might have been hidden like you did and had other solutions to figure it out and to deal with it. And some of us only have their honor to keep moving on. Don't forget that.
I won't, and as ever I thank you for your wisdom. I know who I am now. You've helped with that. I know the path I take, and I don't any longer feel like an outcast in this place.
Oh, we all do. Don't be afraid to be a stranger.
Oh, we're all outcasts, but that's why we are well matched. If everyone's an outcast, no one's an outcast. We're a collection of much more interesting and relatable people than I had anticipated when I first arrived here. Everyone, I'm sure, has their secrets. I know I have mine, but nothing I wouldn't
at
be
least you
ashamed
think.
to share. Maybe not as many as I had before I came across Emadriana. But
Speaking of secrets, you were just interrupted to tell me why you had to swim with your clothes on. That's odd.
I'll be perfectly honest, Alyssa took me on a misadventure to investigate the ship. Mr. Decker's ship.
Ship?
She thought there would be something of value we could get our hands on. I was less sure, but I was curious as to what I would see. Locked doors or hidden places, they fascinate me. I do enjoy seeing what is behind the grand vault doors of the elite of this world. Usually, it's something very interesting.
That's why I don't lock my door.
It makes sense in a strange way, Slate. If it's open, where's the fun?
One way to
Where's
look
the
at
fun if you don't let the door open, nobody comes in, right? I love people coming into my room.
That's a unique approach, Atsu. Definitely unique in my world.
Retraining is the best training.
This is true. I've had enough excitement for the day. I'm going to go and dry off. I expect Lissa should be trying to tempt me on more misadventures in the near future. I
Atsu
need
pulls
to-
out the bandana with power balls, and he goes like, "You sure you don't want to try?"
I mean, I could sample one. Do they taste good?
Define good.
Does it make your tongue happy?
Well, my tongue never tasted anything else, so I don't know.
I'll stick to my wine. Cheers, and good night.
Chicken sits beside you, looking up at you, the biggest doggy eyes ever, tail wagging because you opened a satchel of treats, effectively. I have to be careful with the word around here, actually. Chicken wants a powerball.
Yeah, he kind of looks at her. He kind of twists his head to the right.
The tail is like
Sure.
sweeping the floor.
And he just throws one slightly, like, whoop.
Caught immediately. I'm not even gonna do a roll for it. Caught immediately and devoured deliciously. I'd say after like a minute or so, Westland chicken comes back around the corner, licking its lips.
But there's no chicken.
Doesn't have food with it. No, it just ate the Powerball.
I'll enter the living space. I peer my head into the doorway. Is there food in there?
It's just Hatsu standing there. I don't think anyone else is there anymore. Or maybe Slate is actually.
I'm still there for now.
There's two Hatsu standing
Is there two Hatsus there? Oh,
It's Hatsu
This
and
whole-
Hatsu.
This whole campaign is just the Spider-Man meme.
yep.
I'm just Slate pointing at everyone, but like as everyone.
Don't spoil it. It's definitely coming.
And that
Yeah,
that is
listen.
the moment we'll put on our merch, so make it a good one.
100%.
I was gonna pause at the door and like take in two Hatsus, and taking a breath to say something, but holds his tongue. This is totally normal. Oh.
One
the-
Hatsu does bunny ears behind the other Hatsu.
Thing is, you wouldn't really know which Hatsu that would be, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Go either way.
I can
could,
see
yeah.
the Jitatsu doing that.
Weston's going to go get a beer.
While Slate is doing the bunny ears behind him, he would know. And he would do like quack, 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 quack. Do you know the swan? He just talks it out in the room. And then his hand goes like from up to floop, right between his legs.
Oh my god.
And he says, that is the swan.
Quack, quack. Oh man.
What? Weston is just confused now and he sits down with his beer. Just, I don't understand.
I think Slate just got his tiles felt.
So Slate, I was just going to say he would. That would obviously happen, and then as it happens, it would just move around slightly, and then where his crotch was is now a couple of inches to the left or the right of where the hand is. So his hand isn't where he thought it was.
Oh man.
In actual
no.
fact, it's like prison. He's just grabbed my pocket, and I walk in front of him, so he's holding onto my pocket.
Nice. What a reference. Amadriana, you went to EOS room, I believe?
Yeah, so I'll go and, just give a gentle knock.
Just the door just caves in.
I'm not that strong, unfortunately.
Oh, right. Yeah, dexterity. Got it.
The door will be slightly ajar, and if you open it, you'll hear water running. She's in her bathroom at the moment.
But she wouldn't enter if she didn't hear any, to come in or anything. If she hears the water running, she'll probably stay there a second to see if it's just like a hand washing or if it's a shower type thing. If it's a shower thing, she'll leave. If it's just like a hand washing type thing, she'll give it a few minutes.
Say hand washing? Yeah.
And she'll wait and kind of roughly gauge, okay, water's stopped. Drying your hands, walking out. Knocks again. Knock, knock.
Come in.
The way you made yourself so distant there, it just got me.
I just push the door open. Eos, are you okay?
Just in the bathroom. Be there in a second.
Okay. And I'll push the door to again so that it was where it was.
Use will open the door. She's wearing grey tank top. Her hair is kind of held up a small bit. You will at this point notice, because of the way she's usually covered up and clothed, just a weird scar going from the base of her collarbone up to the back of her neck because her hair is tied up. You can see that now. She says, yeah, come on in.
I just come in to check if you're okay.
All good. Dash had a moment. I seem to break the mold a bit.
I definitely see more to him than what he's letting on. There seems to be... I think we're all holding back a little something. I don't necessarily think he's bad, per se. Maybe just brought up in the wrong way.
Absolutely. Like, what mother would let their child swim in their clothes?
Yeah, he's not the brightest. But I think the heart's there.
want a cuppa?
Absolutely, yes.
It's just your sit down chair. She's got like a copper kettle that she holds in her hands, and she just boils tea.
Hell yeah. Tea on the go, let's go for it.
Excellent. Would you like peppermint, or chamomile?
What do you prefer?
Peppermint. Yep.
I'll share that with you. So, what brought you here?
Oh, what brought me here? You tell she's thinking this for a minute, trying to figure it out. I was stuck in a situation, and when I came to be, met Rem, and he invited me. Kind of a coincidence, I guess, but the powers that be with the universe and all accepted it.
And it is, and of course, don't answer this if you don't wish to, but with those circumstances, what caused your injury?
This one, yes. And then she spends like 2 or 3 minutes pointing at all different places around her body, which has different scars. There's a whole thing. But this one, yes, that was that one.
And are you safe from it now?
Oh yeah, this place will help me unleash the powers within and help me control my own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hide who I am because of who and what I am. I have to accept it. Because if I don't, then I simply cease to exist. I want to exist. I want to shine as bright as the stars outside. I want to be as graceful as my own horse. To do that, I need to control what I am. That means control my destiny.
There's some great courage in you. I wish I had that strength.
Everyone does. Deep inside you. Someday something's going to happen. Hopefully not what happened to me, but something will happen that'll be good and great for you. And that spark will ignite. You will be as powerful as those dreams you might have. I wish I could hear what Wes says. I wish I could understand it. I wish I could speak whatever it is he speaks. You can do that. He must have some greatness inside of him that is beyond all of our understanding. Dash. Interesting. I believe there is good inside there. As he was a great teacher. You, I know so little about, but you seem to understand just by watching and by looking. You can observe so well. All these different things are like a big puzzle piece, and we are a big puzzle piece in the great vastness of the universe. There's books that I've read. I've seen the words and I've heard in my mind. This entire place, this planet that we might be on, from the past to the future, possibilities are endless. Except for that book written by that person called Riri about cooking other creatures, I don't know.
Can't say I've heard of it. How do you live with yourself, looking the way you are? I don't mean that in a negative way. I literally mean, how do you do it?
Typically, from where I'm from, I learned to wait until the sun was gone. The people of the area that I'm from were mostly of Dash's kind. Therefore, I had to seek distance. And I could use the darkness for that. I could head out at night. I could play around, play with swords, do whatever I wanted until dawn. Once dawn broke and the sun came up, I knew I had to head home. So I had to live in the night.
But here you're trying to embrace living in the light.
Difficult. But look, there's so many other races and people that I've never even seen. They can do it, I can do it. Everyone seems to still be alive so far, so that's something.
That's what I mean by you have the strength that I don't. You have the strength to be the person you are meant to be. Even if it is just here at the moment.
But tell me, why would you ask such a question? Surely you can be who you want to be. In this place.
This definitely feels more an approachable place to have such designs and grandeurs. I don't know. I feel I've already let on too much to too many people. I don't know.
Have they tried to kill you yet?
I mean, if it had stayed on that fucking boat, he might have done.
He was on a boat.
Yeah. Long story.
The big one that
Yeah.
doesn't like? Okay.
Yes, Dash might have swam to the boat, but he definitely didn't swim back.
Just feels like a minute looking around going, what?
Dash can fly.
He can dash through the sky.
Just waiting for my Aladdin moment.
We've already had a
He can
genius.
cloud walk.
Yeah. Just Eos, do you trust me? Jumps off a balcony.
Just doesn't make
Wait, there's no carpet.
it. Madriana, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't say now. Shit. Well, you see, this isn't my full visage. There is more to me,
Okay.
like you. And you could probably tell she's quite uncomfortable at this point, but still present.
Eos is very much just sitting on her bed, legs crossed, relaxed, just breathing in the lavender. She's just having a good time having a chat. It's a very safe space.
You shared some of your story with me about, your scars, and I'm going to show faith, which is something I don't usually do. Not without very good reason. But for whatever reason, you seem to put me at an ease I'm not used to. And she'll stand up. Please don't be alarmed.
I mean, unless it's a stack of books falling in the freaking library again, I'll be okay.
Don't worry, I'll pick them up next time. And instead of like the immediate flourish out like it normally would be, you'll hear this kind of like almost like I can't explain it any other way than like pop studs like popping open or that kind of thing. And you'll see as from behind a Madriana, these beautiful crisp white wings just slowly fold out and stretch.
Huh. Do you mind if I just...
Okay.
Just like...
Which one do you go for?
Based on positioning, probably your left.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. Just trying to figure out if it's a real or just an illusion.
And I'll slightly kind of wrap it round you almost a little bit, as if it's like trying to curve around you to hold you kind of thing.
Just very...
It's not tight, it's just very loose, because obviously I don't have the full dexterity to like go round.
You ever like pick up a cat that doesn't want to be held? As Eos is like,
Gravity means
Yeah.
nothing to those cats.
Yeah.
okay, so it's real. It's not illusion. I've never read anything about this or anything like this. Were you born this way? Did you find a way to become this way? How did this happen? Anyway, right now.
Don't know if I was necessarily born like this. I never really had that conversation with my parents. I just know I've been like this as long as I remember.
And are your parents like this?
No.
You're a blip like me. Okay.
A what?
Well, I call it a blip. My parents are not like me either. Parent. Yeah, parent.
Either way, I spent so long keeping them away to keep myself and the people around me safe that I don't want to say they feel more at ease when they're away, but I can definitely feel like I can be in a room with people when they're away.
Okay.
This is what I mean by you seem to have a strength that I don't. In that you can walk into the room as proud as you are of who you are. Which I think is very, very admirable.
I really appreciate that. This isn't as... Well, you've clearly figured it out. Way to do it with the bag and the outfit and everything. Yeah. This face, these ears, these teeth. Yeah. But I really do appreciate you doing this. This is amazing, but I won't tell anyone because it's not my secret to tell or my story to tell. Does it hurt keeping them all day like that?
Like you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
I don't know what Eos's passive is like, so I'd leave that up to Roper to say whether Eos would notice a very obvious kind of aspect to the wings. Would you say that the passive was enough to see it?
Yeah.
So the reason I asked which wing you were going for is the left one is normal. It's the humerus out to the utilis, as a normal wing would be. On the right one, the humerus stretches up to just before the join between the humerus and the utilis.
Yeah.
And there's a very obvious, like, kink in it.
Okay.
It's almost like it's got like a second turning point where the other wing doesn't.
So this... Do you mind? Why is this one not so symmetrical to that one?
You say that, and she does pull them back in. Like, she's not putting them away, but she does fold them back in. I had an injury when I was younger, and it just meant that when it reformed, it didn't reform as well as it should have done.
Okay. Well, Eos gets up, and she's quite short than you. She's gonna give you a big hug. She says, "Come in for a cup of tea at any time."
And just as awkward as Eos was when Amadriana put the wing around her, Amadriana's kind of like you know, where, like when a kid comes up and hugs you, and you're like, oh, hello, kid, and you like lightly pat him on the back, kind of thing. Like she's like that. Thank you.
That's no problem. I've shown you my scars. You've shown me yours. We'll protect each other.
I look forward to hearing more about yours.
You might need stronger tea for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll definitely do that at some point.
Deal.
Before I leave, quick favor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me pop this back on because it takes a long time for me?
No problem. She puts down her cup. Just
I just turn around and yeah, I'll tuck them away as you're popping it in, kind of thing. And yeah, eventually head back out to the common room.
Excellent. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before the night comes to a close?
I have been waiting in the common room for Weslin, and on my travels during the week, I have procured something which I would like to nonchalantly present to him, which is a dusty collection of bottles of beer that have been found within the building that have not been conjured, and from the time that we shared a beer at the feast past, I've taken that as a gesture of friendship, and I know that he likes to feast and drink and be merry and not wanting to go to bed, and this being his domain in the evening, I've decided to offer him a beer, and I will start with that. So I'm going to take out a handful from my pack and offer him one, crack it and offer it.
Where did you find the beer?
Downstairs, a few floors over, a few corridors, a few doors. I'll show you. There's more. It's old. It probably tastes like shit, but we'll find out together.
Some beer, when it is old, is good to drink when years have passed. It rests in the root hole, low down from the house. Dad made the beer each harvest time.
So do you know how to make some yourself?
Yeah, I can make beer.
You haven't used your room. That sounds like a fair use for it to me.
That room is strange.
It sounds perfect for brewing.
Do you want to make beer?
Definitely. And on that note, I want to take a lute out of my bag, and like someone who used to play but has not played in a very long time, I'm looking at it somewhere between a stranger and a familiar friend, and I'm going to offer if he wants to play or he has any interest.
He rummages something through his like satchel, pulls out a pan flute, and holds it up. Do you know the song? He says a title of the song in Liran or Thicketongue.
So I'm going to gesture for you to start to play, and I'm going to say that I'll follow your lead. So I'll get you to go first, and I'm going to let you to play the beginning, like someone who hasn't heard the song but who'll learn it from listening. So I'm going to get you to play it. If I know it, I'll play along, and if I not, I'll learn it.
Yeah, Weslin starts playing. It's a harvest time song, a song that you play at the end of a meal before the next round comes. A song of happiness. It's like almost like a jig, and he kind of timidly plays the first couple of notes just to see if Slate recognizes it. But as the music begins to kind of fall into rhythm, as the patterns, as the measures, meet their repeat, the repeat phrase, he really kind of lets himself into that, leaning back on back on the couch.
And I wait for him to get into it, you know, like somebody who's remembering, whether it's the music that's bringing him back to a feeling or a place in time or a dream or wherever he goes, because music brings everybody somewhere, especially to, you know, wherever. But when I see that you're in that moment, I'm purposely going to reach into my bag, take out my own pan flute, and then I'm going to do my best to look like you and sit beside you and play the exact same instrument at the same time as you.
On that note, although you try to look like him, the tattoos don't work. You cannot copy them at all.
The rest is the best I could muster, so it's my interpretation as best as I can with something that I'm learning to do. So it's an educated guess in a lot of places.
There is a falter in the tune as he sees you as Weslin. But he continues. He picks it back up. There is an occasional side eye from time to time. As if in the back of his mind, he's asking himself, what?
Do you ever watch a movie with someone that you've seen before, and when you know there's a good bit coming, you're looking at their face and you're kind of grinning? They're kind of like, what's wrong with you? Because you know what's coming. Well, it's like this. He's trying really hard to impress you, so he's just like the Cheshire Cat, like looming in, like really smiley, and just trying to, you know, exude the enthusiasm of what he's trying to do with you.
Yeah, the tune rolls into another jig. Normally one that follows the first, the same key, same jaunty rhythm.
My plan would be to take this as far as it goes, so as long into the wee hours as he will entertain it, I will play the music, learn the music, continue to drink, and go through anything I have found, have got, or anything I have access to keep this rendition alive.
Wes plays tirelessly, it's showing no signs of desire for or potentially need for sleep, and will play until dawn if you let him.
Well, I think then at a certain point, Slate would start to tire, not just of the merriment, the drinking, the wee hours, but also of the so apparent drain to do what it is he's doing, to look like who he's looking at while he does it. So as the evening wears on, it looks less and less and less like you. And I would say he starts to look more and more tired until he starts to look slightly sickly. And at that point he says, you know, kind of, it's been fun, calls it a day, and clinks the last beer, finishes what's in it, and says, you know, I'll see you tomorrow type of thing, and heads into his room for his
You
usual
should
routine.
eat the herbs. Makes the skin clear.
Do you have herbs?
Just kind of drunkenly points at the plate.
Just takes a really messy handful and just shoves it in his throat and just eats it as he's walking to his room and just waves over his shoulder and keeps walking.
Fair enough.
While they were doing all of this, Hatsu was still in the common room, right?
It's up to you, man.
He went up and down behind the couch, like thinking, like this, and he was listening to what they both said. And at some point, he made like the comedic walk behind the couch, like you were running upstairs, kind of thing. And he sneaks out. And he is looking for Boreal. He's kind of trying to determine where his dorm room is, or where he might be at that time.
Don't know if you guys have discussed where his dorm room is. So you'd mostly
No,
just
we
have to
haven't.
kind of knock on doors or something, unless you've got a way to communicate with him for now. But
Let's say I would look out for people that I have seen with him that I would estimate that they are his classmates. And I also figure I would have seen him in some of the classes.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe
you've
I would have a
talked to him.
general idea.
Make an investigation check. That's based on that.
Mm-hmm. Investigation. Oh, that's bad. Oh. Not too bad.
What did you get? 8?
An 8.
Probably not with an 8. But you do know that he'll be probably in the common dining area tomorrow. You can ask him for where his room is, I suppose, at that point. I say make a history check. It's a little bit vague, but I'll say make a history check. Three?
A 3.
Never mind.
Okay, here's what Hatsu's gonna do. He is going to head to the main dining room where he would kind of estimate him to be the next day.
Sure.
And he is gonna put a little note on the wall.
Okay.
But there's nothing written. There is a circle.
Okay.
And the circle looks a little bit blurry. And inside is a heart.
Oh.
And around
A human
it is
heart.
a triangle.
Okay.
And he just leaves that there.
Okay.
And sneaks back into the dorm room and his room. And does his training routine, eats his power balls in the darkness, the rest of the 5.
Okay.
And he spends his night like that.
Okay. Early morning. Some of you wake up 4 hours into your sleeps. Some of you are just awake anyway. Some of you are fast asleep and are suddenly awoken by the on the door.
What?
Yes, I'm here to see you all. May I come in?
Weslin staggers from the couch.
Hungover as shit. Maybe a little still drunk.
He's still drunk. Leans up against the frame of the door, throws the door open. Who is it? Who's behind the door?
It would be Regulus. Remington. Not Regulus. Sorry, Remington. Regulus is someone else. Apologies. Remington. Motherfucker.
Why are you here?
Oh, I have your packages here. I wanted to come and see everybody. Is everybody up and at 'em?
What?
Can I speak to anyone else?
He was putting on her black grey top. He's coming out of her room like, Rem, hello.
Yes, hello. Is it possible to get the rest of the group together? Very good.
Hatsu appears behind him and says, "Well, I'm here."
Oh, jeez. Please don't do that. I'm quite old. Well,
He knows how it feels. I'm not there, but still,
Dash just jumps out of the room. Ha! Take that, old man, who gave me this opportunity and didn't kick me out.
In his boxers and socks and nothing else.
And then Alyssa
He
follows.
does that, and then all of a sudden, Hatsu's behind him and says hello. And he's like, what? How the fuck did you do that?
Yes, well, I'm here to give you your new items, your telestones. So if you could get everyone together, that'd be great. So I can only do this in one lecture instead of, 6 or 7 or 8 or 9.
Wesley yelps upstairs. Hey! Hey!
What?
What?
The guy is here.
What guy?
It's only mildly offensive.
Looks back over Remington.
Students are expected in your common area.
The guy with the horns.
His name is Remington.
Or Mr. Maleficum. Either is fine. Yes.
Rem is here.
You kind of hear Dash go. It's kind of like gone from a sleepy voice to, oh fuck, and then like, wait, and you're scuffling, and then like it'll take him like 3 minutes.
No worries.
Likewise, there's unusual noise coming from Slate's room, like somebody almost having some kind of seizure in the room. Things are knocking over. It's very loud. Things stumbling around.
You're right in there.
And then the door is just going to burst open, and basically a minotaur that's caught in a bedsheet is flailing around, and he's going to fall down the stairs. So he drunkenly fell into his bed last night, and he's just come out as a minotaur because that's how he slept last night, and he's caught in the bedsheets. He can't get them off his horns.
Remington is oddly enough not surprised or upset by the sight of a minotaur coming out of your room, but just takes this and steps slightly forward and just removes the bedsheet from your horns.
The weird part is he looks down, and as a minotaur, he's naked, and he says, look, it's not weird, guys. This is not me. It's faster than getting dressed.
Anyway, yes, is Madriana going to join us? Or Dash?
Coming. Dash comes down. And just,
Bedsheet around my waist.
I'm already stood in the corner of the room.
You're already there, okay.
Dash is like he's skipping on the waistcoat and thing. So this is like dressed down for Dash, just a shirt and pants.
Yes, that's quite all right. This should be nice and quick. Here you are, and he starts handing out these like stone-shaped objects to each of you. They are stone but rectangular. Yeah. So
It is a rock.
What is this?
How did you have that ready?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
A rock.
Yeah, what is this? Yes, well, it is your telestones. I'll show you how they work. And Adriana and Dash, if you could come here. This little thing on the back is your sigil, and this little thing on the back of yours is your sigil. If you could connect to them both, please.
Connect.
Just
touch them together. Yes. Touch the tips together.
Sure.
Okay. And as you do, the symbols glow, and now, Dash, if you would just simply utter Amadriana's name into your device.
Amadriana.
Amadriana, as he does, your device goes and like it makes a loud noise, and then if you would imagine how do I say this? Imagine a connection is made when you hear this noise. Yes?
Okay.
Yes. Like
good.
Strings?
No, Amadriana, if you wouldn't mind. When you do, you suddenly hear Dash's voice go, Amadriana, through the stone.
That's is it one way or is it two?
No, it's two ways if you answer, yes.
Okay.
It's quite loud. Just keep that in mind.
And she holds it up and she says, my name is Dash. I'm a fancy pants.
Nailed it.
I'm assuming it comes through on his.
Oh yes, sorry, yeah, of course it does. Yes, sorry. I was just caught up in the RP. I forgot to just narrate this entire scene. Yes,
These are my casual pants. They're not that fancy.
they look rather fancy.
Are these
Thank you.
always on, Remington?
No, if you just simply wipe your hand over your sigil, it terminates the connection.
And is there a mute function?
Yes, it's called leaving it at home. Unfortunately, they are not quite prime yet. This is a prototype that Decker was working on. He specified that I should, well, Dash's group should try them first.
Oh, okay.
So
Yours is very
any-
sus.
Any feedback that you do have for each of these things, you simply let me know, and I'll let him know.
It needs
This
a
is
quiet
sus.
function.
It needs to mute function. All right, I will take a note of that.
Definitely needs a mute function. If you're in bed, someone wakes you up and alerts everyone around you that you might be sleeping in a dorm room with, for example, it would be quite unfortunate.
My thought process is purely that even this still isn't stronger than a Nokia 3110. It still couldn't
Nothing
take the hit. Like,
Yeah.
yes, well, I will take note of that. Yes, I will pass it along. Perhaps there's a mute function, and I simply do not know what it is. That is possible. Anyway,
Blake goes over to a glass of water and he holds it up and goes, "What happens if we break them?"
it's a stone. It'll be fine. Eos, you had your hand up.
Can I have one for my horse, Ducky, please?
I don't know if your horse could answer it.
Why not?
It's a stone. And it's a horse.
But maybe she can make a rubber ducky.
That's
Yes.
very good. Answer.
With that, I will let you guys figure this out, and I will go. If you have any questions or anything, you can find me. Yes.
Is there only one connection possible, or
At a time.
can we have multiple
No, you can
things?
just... You can all connect your devices together. It's quite alright. There's also one for Lissa. She will get hers later.
No, you said when I
That's a good
touch the
idea.
sigil on the back, nobody can make the ringy thing.
You just don't bring
It's
it with
like-
you if you want it to be quiet. Don't bring it with you. Would be the answer.
But what if?
I
I
will
want
pass the
to-
feedback on, and I will let him know that you want a silent function. Yes, I will give one to Boreal as well.
Thank you, maybe.
You're welcome. It's a gift from Simul.
Thank you. I will leave it in my room.
Good idea.
Is there any sort of support representative we could contact if something goes wrong with these?
There is no TeleStone Care support line at this time.
Who is in the rock?
Whoever you want. I'll tell you what. I'll let them explain it to you. I have to go. We have classes tomorrow, and I have to get prepared. But if you wouldn't mind, just try them out. Give us feedback. Obviously, a mute button. I will put this on the top of the feedback. If there is, he will tell me, but it'll take a few days to get the message. So
Thank you, Remy.
yes, of course. Enjoy. And he just walks away. And as he walks away, the door just closes behind him. He doesn't even touch it.
Weston. Yours goes over to Weston, and she tries to pair the stones together with Weston.
If you touch the sigils together, it's just works.
What?
Did you both just say what at the same time? Like,
Yeah.
great, perfect. Radio feedback, I'll take it. Done live, guys. This is the only place you can see quality like this. Twitch.tv/Flying Orc.
I never. What? Weslin sways a bit, looks down at the thing, looks up at Eos, looks down at the thing. He chucks it like a frisbee out the window.
It's fine.
There is you in the rock. This is bad.
Eos, through your telestone is a connection, and it's just you just hear like, and it's like just casually in the back. Yeah, a horn goes off casually in the background. It's like like a bird. That was the most appropriately timed horn I think I've ever seen. Like the horn is a paid actor, right? Like
there was a clown down on the beach. Just
that was actually amazing timing. What the hell? Anyway, yeah, you for some reason hear a horn. The stone went through time and space. You just have an open connection to the beach below now.
Ducky goes and picks it up.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, Ducky's on the sand by himself, huh?
No, don't you dare. No, don't give him the fuel.
Oh my.
Damn it, we almost got it.
Should we pair them all up?
Yeah.
I'm happy to pair it,
trust
but I don't think I'll be carrying it, because if one of you decided to message me while I was being particularly quiet, and that was to alert anyone of my surroundings, I would be very not happy.
Yeah, I would have similar reservations. Might be best. I mean, we can use them when we know what's happening, but if we have any stealth classes, for example, perhaps leave them behind.
That's possible.
I don't understand. If you want to talk to somebody, why don't you go to see him? That doesn't make sense to me.
It saves time over distance.
These come from Decker. Decker is
Prick.
a bad man who keeps a ship that is full of life. These are bad.
How bad can they be? And while standing next to Wes, you would like to do an Arcana check on the stone.
Sure. I don't see them. 11. Oddly enough, they're not directly arcane in nature. There's something else involved in this.
Do they have any unifying symbol? As in like a...
Yeah, on the front they all have the Omega symbol.
But like nothing else on it to say like maybe they're connected to one giant hub kind of thing.
No, but like in the experience, I would say for Eos on an 11, she might know that like generally it's a one-way connection. That's why Dash can't call Eos and Adriana at the same time. That's why like Slate couldn't call Hatsu and Westland at the same time. It's just that's the functionality of it. It's a one-way connection.
It's like a walkie.
Like a walkie, yeah.
Wesland, were you on the boat?
I touched the thing, but it is not a boat. It breathes and lives and is not free.
It's an interesting observation. I was on the boat.
What?
Yes. Yesterday, Lissa convinced me to sneak on board. That's why I was wet. Yes, I know. I know. There is life on there. I don't understand enough about the nature of these things. There was a human person, suspended in some green liquid on there. So it's interesting that you could sense the boat was alive, because it almost looked to me like this person was powering it, giving it life Do you understand what I was saying, Westlin?
Weston sways a bit more.
Do you want some water?
Yeah.
I'll get him some water.
I hand him my glass full of water that has the stone in it. I don't want, after hearing Dash's explanation there, I definitely don't want to be holding it. So just to get it out of my hand and the request for water, I just hand it across.
Weston stares at the stone.
Would you like water without the stone?
If you drink this, do you think that Decker will be in my throat?
No.
How do you know?
I don't. I'll get him another water.
That is weird. Spells.
Yes, I don't quite. Although, Eos, did you say it's not quite magic?
Something's wrong. Something's not right. Wes is right. I don't trust this thing.
Yes, I agree with Wes. Funny enough, I would be cautious about anything to do with Decker.
If we can speak through the stone, then who's to say he can't hear us?
Wouldn't surprise me if these devices were listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
He can hear us?
Perhaps. And who knows, he might start advertising other things that he's heard you talk about.
Advertise.
Magiana's going to touch her stone again and just say, Dash, I know you said Decker was a prick, but are you really sure that that's the case?
No one at that level of wealth gets there without being a prick and fucking someone over. Well, most people don't.
And that was just a test to see if there was any feedback or anything that was replied. Yes. If you're not happy with it, Wes and Eos, I will also leave mine here.
I'd be happy to humor the testing a bit, but not in, shall we say, sensitive circumstances. I mean, I do trust Remington to an extent, but I can't shake a bad feeling about Decker.
It could very well be that Remington doesn't know the full aspect of these devices as well.
Do you think Yossi would know him better than the rest of us? Would he trust too easily?
This is a thing. Like, if he's just been told by some higher up that this is something he has to do, give it to the students, testing it, then who's to say he's not contractually obliged to do that? He may have our best interest at heart, but job's a job.
Good to know. I will say, in my experience, it does often aid one down the line to keep someone like Decker in the good books. I've made a decent start at a connection with him. Feels a bit dirty to do it, but
I think based on the fact that he asked for your group to receive these, goes in that stead.
I believe so.
When you say you made a connection with Decker, what else happened on that boat?
Well, Decker has an excellent taste in pastries. He had a bakery on board.
Did you eat some of the food on the boat?
I ate a croissant, yes. It was good. It was freshly baked. You try to resist freshly baked croissants. Like, the smell was... I could. It was early in the morning. I hadn't eaten yet. I'm but a man.
Dash. You get up, you shower, you eat, and then you go about your day. Never mess up that order. Chaos will ensue.
Chaos works in my favor quite a lot. But myself and Lissa, we got on the boat. We had a look around. Ran into Ironclad, saw the man floating in the green liquid, and left the boat.
Were you behind Lissa when getting on the boat?
I was in front of her. She insisted that I go first because, of course, traps.
You're such a bad influence on that poor girl.
No, it is 100% the opposite. She is the negative influence.
It's you. It's always about you.
I'm not the one planning to break into a vault in this school.
Wait, what?
And on that point, we'll take a quick break. That seems like a good place to pick up when we get back. For those of you sitting in our chat here live with us, guess what? We have a surprise for you. We're going on break and you can fight a boss. Can you beat it? Can you not make points in the prediction? You can earn some money. You can gamble. We support gambling here, apparently. Feel free to do what you got to do. We will be back in 10 minutes. You have in 60 seconds after we go, ads will run, and in 60 seconds after we go, then the Boston message will pop up. Follow the instructions in chat. You'll have 90 seconds to join, which gives you roughly 7 minutes to defeat the boss. I believe in you. You guys can do this. If you don't, you're banned. Banned from chat. Banned from chat. All right,
also, we're 3 followers from 90, so follow us now.
3 from 90 already? Crazy.
Wow.
We got 7 in a week. Crazy. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the gift subs. We saw people getting subs and bits and everything. You guys are awesome. We're going to go on a little break, a well-needed one, and we will be back. You have 10 minutes. See you soon.
Woo! Go!
Woo! Nope, we were on mute. We're back. I got it before we even started talking. Hey, we're back. Bye. Got it. Thank you so much. We are back. You guys did great in chat. You defeated the thingy, the trickster. Is that what it was called? It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was close too. It was last turn.
Oh,
Trickmaster. That was it. Flash vibes. Actually, Trickmaster. Yeah, we are back, and on the eve of Dash dropping this bombshell. Dash, we pick up on you telling people the awareness, bringing the awareness to the vault.
Okay, gonna need some tea to explain this. Just kind of go over to the kettle and I'll keep talking as I'm moving. So, when I first came here, I thought this was a job that Lissa had found out about, similar to so many that we've done before. We find out about this elite dickheads hoo-ha and check it out and steal from them, basically. Take some of their trinkets and sell them and, you know, do what we do with the money. So I thought that was the same when I found my invitation when I was snooping about Lissa's place, funny enough. So I came here with that in mind. When I arrived here, I very quickly realized that each of you, it kind of points around to the room, a lot more like me than what I had anticipated. I expected you all to be a bunch of pompous, arrogant assholes that I would feel no remorse whatsoever in robbing blind. That is not the case. I've obviously learned that you are, well, from the perspective of Palperoth, very much outcasts. very few of you would be welcome in Palbroth. You would be... Well, I don't know what would happen to you there, and that should terrify you. But anyway, I digress. I anticipated that I was wrong, and that this was not in fact a job, and it was an opportunity. And that I misjudged Lissa's intentions. Until recently. She came to me and said this is in fact a job. I can't tell if she actually cares about the opportunity in front of her or not, but she has heard wind of a vault in this school that has obviously protections and intends to find her way into, or she said we should find our way into it. Now, professional curiosity, of course, I would be very nosy as to what is in there. Who wouldn't it, you know? But I fear she is being short-sighted. She believes that she could enter this vault, take its contents, and be set up for life. I disagree. Knowing how ancient this place is and the abilities of, well, just this select group of people in this room, I imagine the protections would be far beyond anything that you would be capable of breaching. So, to that end, I would very much appreciate any assistance I could get in changing her mind about this. She needs to think more long term, that the skills we will gain here, the knowledge that we will learn here will set us up far better in the future and to serve our families and our friends and our communities far better than anything she would find in that vault, I'm quite sure. Again, I would love to know what's in there, but I do not want to steal from this school.
Steal is bad.
It's not as black and white as that, trust me. One day, maybe, I can show you. If you grow up where I grew up, it's not as cut and dry as stealing is bad.
But
You just want to know what is inside, right?
I would be curious to know what is inside, but
What if I tell you?
If you know, tell me.
Oh, sure.
But I'm not the one that needs convincing. I have no intention of robbing this place.
Oh, you should.
I should rob it?
What?
I mean, you don't understand, I guess. What are you here for?
I'm here to learn, to enhance my abilities, to learn more about myself.
So you should try to open it, right?
Not
Do
this
you
one.
think, after seeing this place, seeing this people, they would leave their most valuable things visible to anybody's eye
I
in
don't
a
think
place
so.
that could be?
That is...
So I suggest you become the best version of yourself and open it, and what you will find inside of it will be you have become the better version of you.
My concern is that Lissa will become the worst version of her and squander an opportunity in front of her.
Maybe she will be not happy with what she will find inside, but one way or the other, she will become better herself as well.
Potentially. But if we follow that train of thought, let's say we try to enter the vault, and it does turn out to be the valuables of the professors and some of the students here. And we are caught. What then? We lose this opportunity for that moment of weakness, when we can use what we learn here to balance the scales back in Palperoth.
You mean what you can learn and you would lose? Because it is you who wants to get into the vault.
Again, I don't.
What are
I'm
you talking
curious. Because Lissa wants to get in there. You said that I was the bad influence. This is
There
her
you are.
plan. Damn it, else.
Let's phrase it differently. I train to kill. But when and where I will kill is my choice. You always have the choice. You can learn the craft. You don't have to take things away. That's up to you.
Precisely, I'm here to learn. I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. Now, if it turns out to be a challenge that has been deliberately
That
set,
challenge.
I'm trying very hard to stay on the right side of this path. Please don't push me over to the other.
The right side. Is there a right side? It's always perspective. One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist.
This is more or less what I've been trying to communicate to Eos here. And to Wes. Feeling bad objectively. Correct situation? Absolutely not. I just struggle to see how this is one of those situations where it is correct.
Don't have to convince us, I guess.
Exactly.
In itself, actions are not a problem. It's the reasons for the actions that are the problem. If you're doing this for gain, that's not the right outcome. If you're doing this for training, then it's a worthy reason.
I could do it out of sense of accomplishing or overcoming a challenge. Sure. And again, to reiterate, I would be happy to approach the vault and see what's in it. I do not want to take anything from it. The same cannot be said for Lissa. She is, to put it mildly, much more single-minded and ruthless than I am.
Why don't you ask them to see the things?
I was rather considering it, actually. I'm just not sure how to approach that conversation yet. I need to learn more.
You know, there is... It strikes me that there is a way to do this, while also letting them know, so that if anything were to be in there that they don't want found, they can make changes to. During our classes, where we were learning to unlock things and lock them back up and, you know, make sure our presence wasn't known, maybe suggest to our tutor that you want to take on a bigger task. Maybe the most valued room in the building, the most valued safe for the building. That way you let them know that's your intention to learn, not to take. And they can either choose to allow it or not. Either way, it will give you your answer.
Dash, just considering for a moment, he just kind of locks eyes with Madriana. That is very much how I would normally think. Okay. That's an idea I can get on board with. But again, so we're clear here, I do not want to actually steal from this school. My targets are worthy. Eos, as I can see, you likely would disagree with what I'm saying here, but I will show you one day, I hope. And you will know what I mean. You might view my skills as negative or dark to a degree, but when they are used to counteract injustice, I think they're quite good. At least in the world I grew up in.
I do think there is an aspect of taking from those that would take regardless and giving it to those that don't have the power to do so. That is something I would align myself with regards to what you're saying.
Have you been to Belperoth?
No, but in my city there is a lot of injustices. A lot of things that I would like to see right.
Likewise. And until I met all of you, I did not think I would have the opportunity. Hence my reservation, but I mean, look, if I showed up here day one and was told there was a vault that Lissa wanted me to break into, absolutely I would be all for it had I not got to know you fine folk. And I mean that sincerely.
In Palperoth, what is the cat trying to achieve when it brings home a mouse?
In Palperoth, one cat would take home 100 mice and leave 99 of them to rot while the rest of the cats starve. I would be the kitten that gets in and steals 1 or 2 mice and shares it amongst the rest of the starving.
Mm-hmm.
Lissa would be more like a crow that flaps in, makes a lot of noise, manages to get one, but nonetheless achieves her goals.
May I ask you something?
What?
When you're in the woods and you're hungry, what do you do?
In each dream, there is food. There are times when there is less, and times when there is more. You just have to find it.
When you are in a dream and your favorite food is not available, but there are some berries for you, are you grateful when you find them?
It has been a long time since I have felt full in a dream. But in this one, I have had a feast each day, which is a thing I feel much thanks for.
Usually in your dreams, do you find the food or does the food find you?
It is hard to tell you how. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It is like a fog each dream.
What Weston is trying to say to you, Mr. Dash, Mrs. Amy. There is somebody that is cruel. You don't know why. You don't know what you should do about it. You should start to walk your own way, to find your own path, to find a solution for you. And if it's not possible in the area you are, you just go into another dream. But it's about you. You make the decision.
That's not how it works. The dream ends when it does. This one may end when it is cold and dark. Comes fast. This one. But I am glad I am here, where there is much food, and all of you, and beer flows like rain.
What I was trying to say is simply that everything is a circle. There has to be bad so you can recognize good. There has to be good so some people can be bad. But you have to find your way on that river. Don't live with anger. Step up in the light.
What? Wes looks very confused.
I think we need to get our friends here some greasy food. Wes, this looks rather shaky on his feet, and Slate, well, honestly, Slate, you look quite good right now, but I think you should probably still eat a little bit. Shall we eat?
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, I shall set some food if you guys want to get yourselves to the table. And I'll walk over towards the plate, but as I walk past Hatsu, I just lean in and say, yeah, by the way, it's a Madriana, not Amy. And she keeps walking. And yeah, she'll set out loads of food, fruits, fresh veg, some greasy stuff to soak up some of the alcohol and stuff. Yeah.
I go and set my water glass with the TeleStone in it, beside my very well rotted experiment in the corner of my room, and leave it there for observation for future time. And I take the time to get dressed and come back out. It's only a matter of minutes, it's not a big thing, and rejoin everybody. And I will sit at the table graciously for what's been prepared, but I will opt to eat some of the rations that I obtained earlier from my own pack rather than from the sigil that provided them within the common room.
No problem.
Have you got dressed, or are you?
Yep, nope, dressed
Alright.
now.
Just hanging out with your wing it. Yeah, you guys enjoy your breakfast. The daily routine kicks in. Eos, I'm sure you see Ducky. Hatsu does most likely some training and stuff. We'll skip over the common trends. Is there anything that stands out from you guys for today?
Definitely in the dining room to see Boreal.
No problem. Yeah. You head down. Boreal is there.
He makes eye contact with him.
Makes eye contact back, and it's massive because Boreal's a fucking owl.
And he goes like this, and he goes out the room towards the beach.
Okay.
In the recognition that he would understand that he should follow him secretly.
Yeah, of course. Boreal will follow.
Sign language for you suck ass.
Unfortunately, Boreal can't speak.
It's whatever you want it to be, buddy. Can be anything.
Yeah. He will follow you out. Yeah.
The first time I would request the headphones off.
Interesting. Okay. Headphones off, everyone. So Boreal comes out to you. Hey, Hatsu. How was your first week?
Was quite interesting. Have you find any people of our faction?
From Saganotoshi? No, not really. I'm in a group. 5 or 6 people. It's a small group, but there's nobody from even our island in there.
You know what Father told you about the networks we working with, right?
Yeah. Is there something you would like for me to do?
Eyes and my ears. Have you forgotten why we are here?
No, you reminded me when we got here in the hall, but you seem very eager. I thought this was a long-term quest.
Is, but we have to start somewhere, and I think this place might be one that could help us a lot with our journey.
I think so too.
So I want you, Boreal, to be the part of this that I can't be. You have to be mixed within this, and you have to be my eyes and my ears. And we have to get one of these strange stones home. Maybe it will help us long term to stay connected.
We just need to find out where they might keep such a thing. And once we do, then we do what we do best. But Hatsu, it's happening again. I'm having dreams of the blood moon. I don't know what it means or what it signifies, but I'm worried that something big is coming.
Something big is coming. We are already part of something big. And Boreal would visibly see his eyes start glowing red a little.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, "Do you remember when I told you about the golden bee?"
Yes.
I can hear the echoes of her voice in the back of my head. I can feel my veins pulsing consistently. I feel we might evolve into something that we've never been before. I feel the same for you, Boreal, as well, and I feel we need to start building up our networks to operate.
I can't hear you. Your mic cut out there. The networks to
start taking action as soon as the opportunity arises.
I have close friends here. They would have my back, but I will do my best to branch out.
Aurea, please don't rely on those. We rely on family, you know that.
Yeah.
So be careful. And thank you.
I know what.
And
I know
he's
what Father
holding-
says, but can't family be people that we choose? Sometimes.
You ask me this, brother. But somebody that becomes family has to also prove consistency, loyalty. This is not something you earn within a week or two.
Okay. I just like the
You
people here.
have your kind of this, and he shows the TeleStone thing.
Yes, they gave me one this morning. He holds it in his claw.
He's kind of docking the thing to connect it.
Yeah,
And he goes,
they sort of glow together.
"Do you think you can find a way to send your one home with a cryptic message that I
course.
will be available on every full moon?"
Yeah, of course.
So he puts his right hand on his left shoulder and he goes, "Domo arigatou gozaimashita, brother."
He bows respectfully. He's just... Hatsu, please don't do something we can't fix. We will get our mission done, but there's a lot that we can also accomplish here.
I
Please.
know. But we have to be prepared.
Very well. I will send this home to Father. Next mail goes out tomorrow at the start of class usually, so I will send what I can. I got very distracted by Kian just like shoveling food into his face. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
No
And
worries,
he
my
goes
friend.
back to where the other people are.
You hear Boreal kind of going back towards it and just mumbling the same thing you've heard him say many times in his life, but usually when these dreams start to occur. A drop of ink, a drop of ichor, a pinch of blood. With my blessing, do what you never could. And he says it again and again under his breath as he's walking back in and fades into the loud part of the food hall. Now we have to figure out how to get their attention because we haven't figured that part out yet. I can put it in chat. And so Ducky drowns.
Ah, I was longing for my thoughts for so long. God damn.
Yeah. We knew it was going to happen.
The irony.
But like I was saying, this cookbook by this Riri, I mean, like, do you know that you can get ribs out of trout?
Who knew?
You'd be surprised what you can get out of drow. Okay. Is there anything else that you that any of you want to do today?
Yes.
Go for it, my friend.
Eos will find the stone that Wes threw out the window. She's going to take her own and she's going to bury it.
Okay.
In the stable. The two of them in the stable.
Okay.
That's it.
Easily accomplished.
Is today a day of classes or no?
Sunday, technically.
Sunday. Dash is going swimming.
Nice. Take the horse with you.
Without the clothes.
Without the well, he'll have like swimming trunks or boxers.
Right.
I'd say Madriana would have climbed up onto her roof as she did before. But this time she's not going to sit there. She's going to take a deep breath, think about what Eos was saying, and she's going to get the wings out and kind of just enjoy basking in the sun a little bit.
Yeah.
Resolution is the hangover.
Embrace the hangover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel your feelings, big guy.
What's Chicken doing on all of this?
Robbing people down in the food hall. Hatsu would see him as he goes back in with Boreal. He would see Chicken just stealing things from many people. Just food all over the place.
Stealing's bad.
So I bet say because Chicken is a dirty thief. I was.
So there is 3 rogues in this party. Okay.
Yeah, and Chicken's better than all of you.
Yeah.
Only because he's got DM bias.
Foxes will always have DM bias. Should have played a fox.
Yeah, I should have played a fox.
It's like plot armor. The weekend comes to an end, and another busy week takes over for you guys. I'm going to go to each of you, and I want you to tell me what, out of your proficiencies, just for Richard, because this is how we were operating. The classes are based on your proficiencies and what you have, or expertise, in either case. I want you each, I'm going to go to you character alphabetically, to tell me what your favorite class is currently, and what you're learning from that class based on your proficiencies or skill set. I will give you guys a moment. I'll vamp. Hatsu wants to go first. I'll go to Hatsu. That's even better.
No.
Okay.
I would just suggest last time we went alphabetically top down.
Sure.
Can we go down
Reverse.
up this time?
Reverse alphabetically?
Nice.
Just throwing John under the bus? Gotcha. No worries. Either way, you go right in the middle, so that's perfect. John, you're under the bus. How's the view from down there?
Well, there's no such thing as a bus in this stream.
You're under the cart.
Under the cart, the horse and cart.
Mm-hmm.
The ducky and cart.
I think again for another week, West kind of skirts classes particularly. Just spend times in the woods. Just spend time by the lake to kind of find some level of separation from all the madness that is in that school, despite the gigantic blue thing, notwithstanding. He, during the week, midweek, attempts again to sleep, for lack of a better word. Trying to figure out how he did that the last time. That's what he spends this week doing, is trying to figure out how to get back into that state of being
Unconsciousness. Yeah.
Well, but it wasn't unconscious. It was a deeper layer of the dream. Like there was another dream.
Yeah, there was a trance-like state to what you were doing rather than direct sleep. Yeah.
It was strange. Like, you could see familiar faces and almost touch them. He's going to work on that. That's going to be what he works on this week, is to get into that space.
If you're ready, Richard, I'll go to you. If not, I can go to someone else for a moment and give you a second. Cool. You look
Well,
very intensely like documenting and doing things there. So I was like,
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'm all
I'll throw you under the bus too.
we've already discussed that the first week of classes that I spent the time trying out various random classes as various random people. So for me, last week was all about working on my performance, as it were, to pull off being those people, and then to stay in the lie, working on my deception and or persuasion to stay in it. So they're the three things that I've really been working hard on, and would be some core abilities that I've been working on. But having done that for a week on my lonesome and not really been able to share it with anyone, because that would break the deception, the performance, or the persuasion, I've now decided I want to spend this week doing something different. Having just started to revisit old pastimes like the lute and the pan flute, I'm going to now start to consider some of the conversations that I've overheard this week, which is about people not wanting to have TeleStones, wanting to sneak around and be quiet. And that's something I was very good at, and in the last couple of weeks I've been very busy being at the forefront. So I thought I would return to where I was before and sharpen up being less noticeable, kind of like a yin and yang approach, and give the being at the front and being in everyone's faces, hiding in plain sight, a break, because that is tiring.
No worries. Yeah, that's nice. So you sort of settle in almost. It sounds like you kind of get into the rhythm of it, which is cool. I actually really like to hear that for Slate. That's nice. I'm enjoying watching the progression of Slate. So this is kind of a cool thing to catch, because I mean, for the last week or so, obviously because you weren't there, it was a little bit more tricky. So I'm happy that to sort of see what Slate is getting up to under the hood of all of this, because this very much impacts his future, obviously. So
trying to find his feet and find his place, both amongst the group, amongst his peers within the school, and or the faculty staff, etc. And still very much trying to figure out his place in all this, going back to the very fact that how he came here was almost like a game of chance. He took those gold coins as a get out of jail free at any time. Currently hasn't used them, so he's currently for settling. And that's what it is about, making the effort to actually try. And that means doing these different things.
Nice. I like that. Mr. Toshitsugu, what do you do for a week?
The first 3 days, he would spend almost exclusively in the woods. And I imagine he would like spend also some classes with Westlin, I guess. So especially with the deer lady. And on the afternoons, when it's getting a little more darker, he would kind of meditate in the woods. He would try to become one with the woods. And he would try to, basically he would go through the woods, but not necessarily walking. He would shift his hips from left to right, but every time when he puts his foot forward, he would just start on the side of the foot and then slowly shove it under the leaves and everything that is there, to try to not make noise at all, to blend in with the floor, to feel what the floor feels like under the leaves and everything.
Adapting your stealth skills to the woodlands,
Yeah. And then he would find a comfortable space where he would be sure that nobody would have followed him. Nobody would have seen him, not even animals whatsoever. Maybe some ants, maybe some bugs, but he would get out his telestone and he would wrap it in a bandana. like a small package, and he would look for a hole in a tree trunk. How, what is it called? Like the big thing
Tree trunk?
from the tree?
Tree trunk.
Tree trunk. Trunk. He would look for like a hole in it, and he would place the telestone inside, and he would fill it up with moss or something. And he would look up in the skies to see which stars would mark that place. And he would try his best to really, really remember that spot. And for the rest of the 2 days, he would attempt fighting classes. But on the first day, he kind of was about to use his sword again for training. But this time, he leaves it and he's going for fist and kicks only.
Nice.
Exclusively, and he trying to train with the meditation mindset of what his grandfather told him.
Yeah.
That the sword is only an extension of his body, and in order to become better with the sword, you have to become better with your body movements.
Nice. So it's a nice training-ish week. Yeah, for Hatsu as well. Always pushing himself. How about Eos? What's she up to?
Would there have been a long rest in the last 7 days?
Yeah, there would have been, yeah.
So, first round of classes for Eos is going to be... She's going to learn the more intricacies of spells, scrolls, and resemblance of different forms of magic in objects. Being able to identify them and understand that's what resembles this type of magic. That's what this resembles. This is then follow into her greater understanding of world history, and her being to now associate and disassociate some things she would have read in the past from where she's from, to realize, okay, that is myth and legend. Oh, that really did happen. Oh, this may have actually been part of this story, so that may be intertwined into myth and legend as well.
Adapting her history skills, yeah.
Exactly. That's then going to be followed by a sudden realization that she would have made that she doesn't need candlelight to see in the dark. She would have learned by being told by some teacher that turn off the lights. She doesn't remember the name of the teacher.
You're okay.
Turn off the lights and wait. And that would have been a big realization that okay.
Yeah, adapting to her dark vision. Yeah.
Exactly. And then she's final class for that week was going to be how to utilize her senses, increase her awareness, use her very keen senses to pick up sound, scent, drop water and resistance. Okay. And that's followed by her final class, which she can finally utilize the curiosity in the stable. She picks up a whip. She goes for a mannequin. She wraps the whip around the mannequin and pulls it towards herself. Practices that day after day, every afternoon. And next week she's thinking, can I use this to climb? Yes, send her for classes for that week.
So, just because you mentioned it sort of on passing, the history teacher is Mr. Odium Memoirs.
Oh.
And I will try and do my best to tell you guys the teachers of those specific classes. So if we're talking about stealth, for example, for Hatsu, it was Miss Myrtle Sly, excuse me. Slate, I believe you said deception, am I right in that?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's Mildred Shades, Miss Mildred Shades. And sorry, Westlin, you already know your teacher's name, but Delphine, Miss Delphine Urging. That was for you. She mostly teaches persuasion technically, but she's helping you with nature, which is a little bit different. For the other two, for Dash and Madriana, when I get to you, I will give you names as well, once I know what you're doing.
Based on Slate also working on his persuasion and trying to attend almost every class, I would assume he would have met Delphini in a similar vein.
Delphini, I believe you all spoke to at one point anyway. You had a couple of encounters with her, so you would know her. I do have images.
A teacher in terms of persuasion that you just mentioned is something that she works on.
Oh yeah, you would have met her through that as well. Yeah, absolutely. A majority of the teachers and stuff, well, all the teachers I have pictures for and stuff like that, but what I'll do is when you're encountering them one-on-one and talking to them, I'll display them rather than just shooting a ton of images at you guys now. Okay. But basically every character I have a picture for, to be honest with you, so I can upload those, but when it's usually one-on-one is what I'll do. So for the moment, if you have any questions about appearances and stuff, I can always explain. Or if I think it's relevant, I'll bring it up.
Can I mark off the long rest?
Yeah, you can mark off a long rest at the start of this week, yeah. If you've done anything since the start of this week, no, but this is the first day of this week, so. Well, this is the Monday to Friday, so the 5 days of this week, but yeah. Yep. Perfect. Sorry, I kind of dominated your thing there, EOS, but I just wanted you to know, because you just mentioned it there, so who your teacher was. I think we're done in a bit. Names. Yeah, so I just want to be able to feed this information to you. I'll have an opportunity.
Thank you.
And I need to get more on top of that, so thank you so much.
Don't worry, my guy.
Dash. What you doing?
Yes, so, Dash's favorite class would definitely be the class on deception.
Okay, so that's Mildred Shades as well, yeah.
Mildred Shades. So he excels at that, but it comes easy to him. At the moment, second weekend, he's not feeling like he's learning anything new. Right now, it's just coming naturally to him just by nature of what he's done in Valbroth and how he's grown up.
Yeah.
So he's taken to kind of combining the stealth classes, using what he's learning, the stealth classes, and taking that into the combat classes.
Okay.
And learning how to, when his enemies are otherwise engaged or if he's unseen, how to strike that little bit deeper or find a weaker spot while the enemy's distracted.
Okay.
Essentially. Just learning a sneak attack, basically.
Yeah.
So that's something he would be... Again, his fighting style is unrefined. He would have known that from his sparring with Matriana. He has a couple of the flourishes, a couple of the stances, but overall it's rough and ready. It's street fighting with a finesse weapon is what he's picked up, so he's learning to refine that a bit.
So there's a few people who teach this kind of stuff, but what you're more or less describing would be a general combat tactics instructor called Willard Powerhouse. This gentleman...
What a name.
Yeah, it's a powerhouse. Willard would be your teacher in this case. He would be responsible for... he normally does athletics, but he also deals in multifaceted combat, whereas there are some other teachers you've encountered who deal with more specific combat and stuff like that, but Willard would be who you would work with on something like this.
Perfect. And as well as that, I imagine there would be a crossover with Madriana, Slate, potentially Hatsu, and Lissa, where they're all going to be in one class together. I imagine probably stealth class.
Lissa for sure would be in stealth. You would be in stealth. Hatsu, I imagine, would be in stealth. Madriana, are you proficient in stealth as well? Yeah, you guys would be. Anyone else proficient in stealth out of the three of you? Slate as well then.
Yeah, because I imagine there would be a crossover in class then, at which point he would find a quiet moment in class to broach the subject of the vault with Lissa, but we can come back to that if you want to.
Whatever you like. Whichever you prefer, yeah.
Is there anyone left to go? Is it just Madriana?
So Madriana, yeah. I don't know which is better for you, Ryan. Would you like to go first, or would you like the Lissa thing to play it first?
Well, as part of the thing I was going to do for my classes, I wouldn't be in the stealth class. But that doesn't
Very
mean
good.
that,
We didn't even see you there. Excellent.
Exactly.
You're doing great.
I'll elaborate more on that, but essentially she wouldn't be there anyway for you to see. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, bingo. All right, so Dash, I'll go back to you. Then you can do what you want to do there, and then I'll go back to Rhino. We'll finish off there.
Cool.
Finish off the weekend.
Yeah. So in that case, with Hatsu and Slate kind of nearby, I would take a seat next to, or it's not how the classroom's laid out, a seat or not a seat next to somewhere
There'll
near
be seats and
this
stuff because some of it's like action and trying it, but some of it's also written and experimental and talking about things and understanding concepts and blah blah blah.
Cool. So as we're going into the class, I will specifically ask Hatsu and Slate to seat themselves somewhere nearby, within earshot.
Mm-hmm.
And when an opportune moment comes, I would mention to Lissa, any more word on that vault of yours? And I would whisper it.
She looks around like, okay, you're okay. I thought you were like, just like, hey, have you heard about the vault? Any more information about that vault you were talking about?
I'd whisper it, but
Tapping the mic on your collar.
yeah, with just enough that Slate and Hatsu would be able to grasp every other word and infer what the conversation's about. I try to hide it from her that she doesn't know that I'm doing that.
Yeah, she looks at you and she like furrows her brow for a second and she like looks around at you and kind of, no more information about anything. Have you found anything?
At this point, I'm wondering if we might as well just ask someone.
What exactly would we ask?
For a better challenge. Could potentially have some information fall our way unexpectedly.
Yes, that's more your category than mine, but if you wish to persuade somebody to tell you something, that's certainly an option.
Thought I would check if you had heard any more about it before we go down that particular, because as you know, it comes with its risks. You don't know what's in there yet, do you?
It's gotta be good though, right?
Could be empty. What if it's a test?
Then at least we're past.
How did you find out about it in the first place?
You're surprised what you hear when people don't know that you're here.
On that note, I'd like to move closer and stealthily.
How stealthily? Just like moving the whole chair across the room like
I guess we will find out.
Okay. Yeah, give me a stealth roll then.
Can I call it out in advance if I get
Buddy, I've
anything
seen your passive. There's just no point.
Can't see it in the chat, but it's. I rolled a 16 with a 3, so it should be a 19. Don't know if you can see it, but I can't see it.
I can't see it in chat now. That's okay. So it was 19, was it?
Yeah, 16 plus 3.
Cool. No worries. So, yeah, with 19, you're fine. You're just suddenly sitting closer. On which side, hers or his?
Oh, his side.
Okay.
Well, yeah, either or, whichever side I'm on, that's most appropriate. You know.
It's up to you. Yeah. I would say his probably. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, with the 19, I don't think she notices either. Look. There are people who are counting on us. This would be beneficial to us and to anyone who wishes to aid us. I would encourage you to talk to someone like Amidriana and see if she'd be willing to assist you.
It was her idea to ask.
Yes. That might be the smartest thing you've done. Whenever you get the women involved, we make the right decisions, and then you don't have to use that little brain of yours. It's a good plan.
I wish we could have one conversation where you don't insult me.
Yes, well, if you had wish in one hand and shit in the other, what do you think you'd be holding?
Have you been talking to Wesley?
Talking to and listening to are two very different things. I think with the Madriana in your corner, you are more likely to succeed this, not as a lacking of your skill set, but as a benefit of hers. I have a feeling she can do a whole lot.
Compliment.
No, I think you are shit compared to
That
her. That's
sounded
what I
like
was
a
saying. No,
compliment.
you are terrible.
That was definitely a compliment. I heard it.
She
What's
just
up
sighs.
on me now?
Yes, well, same to you.
That just raises an eyebrow. That's that comment go. I think you're correct. I would much rather know what's in there before we risk our necks, but very well, I'll start the necessary probing.
In what
see
world
if
is
I
what
can-
waits for us a bad thing? The harder it is to achieve this task, the better the reward is. Maybe it is that we simply pass the test, but then the three of us pass this test. Or maybe it is something far more beneficial to us. Something we could not even perceive with our one tiny mind and two average minds.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, Alyssa. I, for once, do not actually want to rob this place. The people here are much more
She
like
laughs
us than I'd imagined.
so loud, like a like a Mrs. Krabappel classic laugh. Oh, you're serious?
I'm serious for once, yes.
Oh,
You know where my line is. I won't rob from those who have nothing to be taken. Now, I'm sure there's something to be taken here, but at least this school, it does, seemingly so far, good with what it has. It hasn't warded anything from these outcasts that we find ourselves in the midst of.
I'm going to assume you did what I did and hid that TeleStone father fuck away from myself.
Oh, it's upstairs.
Yeah, so you seem to have a lot of trust in a place you have no trust in.
I don't trust Decker, but Remington, I can't help but feel a certain draw to.
Another naive old man running an organization that he has no business running, in a place that he has no business being. He is here because of his bloodline and nothing else. He has shown me no hint that he deserves the position that he's in. It would be easy to fool him.
Tell me, what do you know of my friend Eos?
She is unnervingly difficult to speak to, and I wish it were easier. I think she holds a lot of secrets in that mind of hers, and I would like to get to know her on a more personal level too. I find her fascinating in a healthy way.
And how do you think she would serve in Balparoth?
She is one person here I would hesitate to try and steal from. Because I think she has the power to find me afterwards. And that scares the shit out of me. So,
As it should.
if I was to put money on it, I think she would do well in a place like Balparoth, but she would do great in a place like Verdoir, where she can handle herself. I don't trust my odds of survival in a place like this.
How do you think she would be viewed entering our city?
They would hang her almost immediately if she went in with her normal visage. But then again, Balparoth is also the head cornerstone of the crisis response unit, and they would just as soon lock her away for the rest of her life because she's purple, which is the most bullshit thing that you would find in this fucking place. You can tell she's getting worked up and she has to like bring herself back down. Like that really triggered her. Yeah.
Precisely my meaning. Remington sees something in her, and to that end, I think he has some worth here. He is not, for probably more benign reasons than us, not one to judge someone like Eos or
Are
someone
you
like
losing
myself.
your touch, or what is this? Because you say these things, but how, like, do you know, like, besides his name, what do you know about Remington and his purple skin? What else do you know? How did he find you? How does he know so much about you? He holds a lot of cards. Yes, but like when your opponent holds more cards than you, that's a dangerous thing. You don't know his intentions. He may be training you to be a weapon, and that would be foolish to fall into.
I'm not saying we follow his lead blindly. I'm just saying that other people who would be downtrodden and outcast treat him with respect, and I think that deserves a little bit more consideration than our usual targets.
Yes. He may tune you to be a weapon, a blunt sword. Definitely.
Blunt?
But I do not fall so easily into the traps of these old men who believe they hold a position of power over me. That is not what this is. Until I hold the cards that he does, he is only a threat. He is no different than the people who run the college in Palperoth, who run the crisis response unit in Palperoth. He rubs elbows with Simuel fucking Decker. And you think that he is no less guilty than any of them. That is a strange, strange thing. I hope you haven't been eating too much of the food here and letting it persuade you.
I'm not saying he's free of guilt, I'm just saying he's a little bit lower on the pantheon. In any case,
if you go directly to him and ask him where that vault is, he's going to move it.
That would be daft. I will, however, probe with the other teachers.
I would advise that you sit down with your friends, talk to them, and include them in this.
Oh, darling, I already have.
If they all 100% agree with you on this plan, then I grossly underestimated the group that you were with.
I'll just turn to Slate and Hatsu and... Gentlemen, what do you think?
She's like, oh shit, because like Slate's like right there. It's just a jump scare college, that's all this is.
Was the appropriate class to test the stealth ability, so, you know,
100%.
Made sense. For me, I think I would just say that the jury is still out.
In 2 weeks, there is the double eclipse. The lunar double eclipse. There will be no light outside. This is a good opportunity for us to make a move in the shadow of night and find what it is that they are hiding on this fucking island. I want, with all due respect, apologies, it's actually a week. I forgot to update the calendar after we did our week just now. Sorry. I'll give you an exact day thing later. With all, I don't remember what day we came here. Okay, it's all blending into one. With all due respect, perhaps it's time we lay all our cards on the table and have a real conversation. All of us.
Have you spoken to your dormids?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What'd you say?
Richard, if you want to go first.
I was just going to say, having heard exactly how she phrased what she phrased about finding out what's hiding on the island, etc., I will just say, he's going to say aloud, Slate's going to say aloud, colour me intrigued.
That was very loud. Okay. He doesn't understand quiet conversations. I understand. This is
Yeah, we're here to learn.
yeah.
Hatsu's just gonna say, when there's a storm, there will be waves.
Where did he fucking come from? Was he here the whole time? What
He
is?
was here the whole time.
Okay. I don't even know what
Good.
the fuck that means. Of course there's waves if there's a storm. What does that mean? Like, is... Okay. Anyway.
There's hidden wisdom in his words. It's annoyingly insightful.
He's
at
either a
times,
genius or an idiot. I haven't decided which.
Oh, I can tell you, I'm a genius idiot.
Oh. I'm getting a headache from your friends already. This is going to be a difficult conversation, I'm sure.
Short version, it appears we are aligned in our thoughts here. I wish my mate Rihanna was here. She seems to have skipped this class, but...
It's the weekend. I will come to your dorms tonight. We can sit down and actively have a conversation and stop these pseudo mind games that clearly are confusing you because you seem to have no radar for any kind of threat that's going on. You're just walking through life aimlessly, but I think your friends could help. Either set your mind straight or at least help me figure out what the fuck you're thinking about.
If you can't figure me out, then neither can they.
Yes, it's a sort of a don't let your opponents know what you're thinking kind of thing, but a bull in a china shop is still a bull in a china shop.
Exactly.
You know, I heard that
Was
happened
there
actually in the bottom of Arboris. There was actually a bull in a china shop.
Huh.
I will be there
What's
tonight.
China?
It's a fine dish. You know what? Don't worry about it. It's fine. I can't do this right now. She just goes, I will see you tonight. And she'll, like, literally as she's walking out, she flicks back a feather and it lands on the table for you, in front of you. And Madriana, you, my friend, are going to close the session out for us tonight. What are you doing?
So she'll get up as she does for the morning for for school and stuff as such. She's gonna, from the offset, be as silent and as unseen as possible, moving as slowly as she needs to make sure she knows every step she's taking. The first thing she does is, over the couple of days, or if this is over a couple of days, first thing she's going to do is she's going to move, like I said, as slowly and as quietly as possible into the stealth classroom, into where we would be learning these skills.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to leave a note on the desk for the tutor that basically just says, if you find me, I guess I need some more training.
Okay.
She's going to listen in on their conversation unseen.
Okay.
And then she's going to follow Lissa
No problem.
and try to work out what she is doing and what she knows.
Okay.
So, which would also lead me then into my second class that I want to deal with, which would be to find things in rooms and places that people don't want found. And I
Gotcha.
essentially want to try and use that skill to find out information. Two sets of information. One being, if there is this safe, where is it and what might it hold? So that might mean listening in, watching teachers' mouths to see what they're talking about, that kind of stuff. Dropping little hints in places so that people would say certain things.
Okay.
But also she wants to investigate if there has been any known instances of anyone else with wings.
Okay.
And if so, who they are and like where they are and how they got on, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. I appear to be doing stealth checks here in the background. Apologies. I'm just fixing this in the back. Yeah, no problem. You're trying to find basically other people who may have wings or something similar. Is that right?
That's part of it, yeah. I want to, do some checking out, find out some records, investigate what people might know about it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no worries. So, just while I set this up in the background.
That's okay.
Don't know what happened there. Just went laggy and disappeared. Apologies. So yeah, you. I'm gonna get you to make a perception check. Just give me the number then in a sec. Or I'll give you investigation or perception. It's kind of up to you what's better for you because it's a bit of both.
I'm trying to kind of go through books, go through that kind of stuff, find paperwork, that kind of stuff. So I feel like investigation would be more.
Absolutely.
What I was going for, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
My foundry has decided to close.
Foundry's decided to close. You can do it on D&D Beyond if you prefer.
I'll do that on that just because that has crashed for whatever reason for me.
No problem.
So investigation is a 12.
It's 12. Okay. So with a 12, wings specifically, it's a little bit trickier.
Humanoids with wings.
Yeah,
More
of course you're not like
specifically.
looking for a pigeon or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Boreal is a humanoid with wings technically. So like you do obviously encounter that with a 12. That's normal. That's information you knew before. Other humanoids in this building though with wings, like as in human
Or histories
features
of anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, or histories of anyone. Gotcha. For the history of, I'll do a separate check. I'll do a history check if you don't mind.
Okay. History. So history instead is a 15.
15. There is somebody in this school who is known as the magical theory instructor, and you've actually seen her before, but I don't think you guys have talked to her. Her name is Nur al-Hikmah. I'll put it in chat. But she is... she would know a lot about like magical theory, magical history, that kind of thing. She might be the person to talk to about something like that.
Okay, so that'll be something I will be doing at some point. But my focus is more on what's going on with Alyssa. This was more like an extra side piece as such.
Yeah, just something to add to it. Alyssa, there isn't much like to her to be found because she, like you, is very good at covering her tracks. So whereas you might find more information about someone like, I'll say Eos for the moment, but I'm just picking a name at random. You may be able to find something on Eos or why she may have been chosen abroad here, or you might be able to ask someone about it. Lissa is a different breed. She's very, very hard to pin down. It's very hard to get anything about her. You have no, like, there's no legacy or lineage in any book that talks about her family name, her. Like, it's not crazy because she just doesn't have like a massive record, right? Like, it's mostly books are written about people who are incredibly famous, and she is historically not famous. But it is surprising that there's no record of a family or family tree or any kind of history there. But that in itself is probably telling in its own way.
And so then the initial part of what I was doing, which was to try and stay as silent and as possible and follow her and see what she does and what she knows. Any information, like if she had a book that she kept hidden that I can read through it, anything like that.
Okay, we're gonna do a cutscene. I need 3 rolls from you.
Okay.
I need stealth, I need perception, and I need investigation.
Stealth first would be 27.
Goddamn.
Perception would be trash. It's only 4. And what was the last one?
Investigation.
That, however, is a 21.
Okay. So. Day and night, you follow her. It's tricky because she's quick. But so are you. With a 21. No, sorry, what was the first one? It's 27, wasn't it, to stealth?
27, my stealth, yeah.
She never really sees you. But that's to be expected. As you make your way through the corridors and follow her, day after day, she follows a pretty normal routine. She goes to class, she goes to her dorm, she goes to class, she goes to her dorm. That's not the part that you're interested in. Because that's the part you wouldn't be interested in if you followed you or Dash or anyone else. So you wait until she leaves her dorm at 2 or 3 in the morning. And that's what you're interested in. But night after night with your 4, for some reason you keep losing her in the same corridors. You go through the tunnels, and she's gone. So you're like, okay, regroup. Again, same thing tomorrow. Follow her through the tunnels. Same tunnels. She's gone. As it approaches Friday, you're getting frustrated with this. You know you're going to lose her. You can't stay any closer, because if you did, you would give away that you're following her. You don't even know for sure if she doesn't know that you are following her. This might be all part of her routine to trick you. She's very clever. So you watch as she has a conversation in the stealth class that you were supposed to attend and didn't with the group. And she storms out and you follow her. And she heads for those same corridors. You walk around the corner. She's gone. So this time you take it upon yourself to investigate. And as you do, you walk down the corridor. You start tapping on the walls. You start pulling on the sconces. You start measuring the bricks. You start pushing and pushing. Click. A door begins to open. Lissa has discovered a network of tunnels beneath this school. Old and very, very useful. You follow the tunnel. There's no light, but that doesn't seem to bother you. As you reach the end, you push slightly and it opens, and you're in a corridor across the school. You close this again, you head back. There's a series of tunnels that you can follow. This is an interconnecting, almost like a highway beneath the entire area of this space that you can follow. And Lissa has been using this to get through the school and manipulate pathways and passageways. But there's one more thing that catches your ear from Adriana. As you start to hear people talking from beyond the walls. And suddenly information is coming to you much faster because people don't know that you're there. You learn people's names, where they came from. One of the hallways connects almost to Lissa's room. And as you wait, you can hear her coming down the corridor. This is your chance to follow her, Madriana. Or get caught. Up to you. But this is the moment that we'll pick up on next week when we kick in. I'll give you a week to think about what you want to do. Some secret's going to be uncovered by one of our house rogues. You have some choices. You have some time to think about what you want to do. As always, I shall not assist, and I shall not give you any hints or pushes.
I want to re-roll that freaking perception check.
A 4, yeah. It played well as a narrative, though. I just have to think about what way to frame it. Like, I like these cinematics. As always, thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to have a Beyond the Isles session for about 30 minutes. If there are any questions or anything, you guys can throw them in chat. We're going to have a conversation. It's going to be open to our community. Speaking of, thank you so much for the subs and the gifts and everything. I see things going flying around the place. I saw bits earlier and just, it's a lot. It's very hard to keep up with all of it because you guys are so supportive, and what a dope complaint that is. That is awesome. And thank you so much for, I just saw a sub there for 6 months. Thank you. You guys are crazy.
6 months.
That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm going to try and sort these tech issues out, and then we will be back. We are going to continue with this. We'll do Beyond the Isles for 30 minutes, and then we will be back. That's a BRB. So what I'll do is I'll put the boss fight in straight away. You guys have 6 minutes. Don't know if you can do it, but don't know what boss it is either. See you guys in a few.